Good morning, Turtle Club. It is just a hair right past 8:30. Sorry about the delay there. But we are back once again. I am Max Sinker with Convertible Turtle Gaming, and this is home for the Galaridays, our Pokemon Sword and Shield playthrough. And we are looking to get to the train station because we're supposed to be heading to Modestoke, which is the first city in our little gym challenge. But before we get there, like I said, we are going to be doing a lot of things off camera. And we want to make sure that you guys know kind of how that's progressing. The one thing that we're not going to do off camera is step into plot, which is why we have our manual save on. Because if we wind up stepping into plot, we want you guys to be able to see it. So, that said, also, a lot of the grinding stuff that kind of happens, we're not going to be doing that on camera if we can avoid it as well. So we're going to go here and kind of show you guys what happened while you were sleeping, as it were. We have caught the following Pokemon on our journey off camera, and those Pokemon are Squovit, Seedot, Rookidee, Blipbug, a Wooloo, a Zigzagoon, a Arrokuda. We're getting some kind of weird feedback on our controller. A Choodle, another Rookidee, a Grubbin, and a Nickit. Now, why are some of these multiples, you may be asking? Well, if you'll notice, this Nickit, as well as this Rookidee, boy, I'm getting a lot more feedback on this controller than what I was getting last time. What is the deal? It looks like it's kicking up finally. Alright, so the Rookidee and the Nickit, you'll notice they both have a diamond marking. And the diamond marking I'm using for anything that's got max IV values caught from the auras. Now this means that 3 of these IVs for both of these Pokemon are the maximum they can be. That's the Poke DNA, basically. The things that determine what the maximum stat for this particular species of Pokemon is. And you can also tell that these are the Aura Pokemon. Hey, DB Master, good morning to you. You can tell that these are also the Aura Pokemon because they have a egg move. These are moves that these Pokemon never learn by leveling up. But if their parents happen to have the move, then there's a possibility they could get that. So this is kind of a neat thing that they've done in several Pokemon games lately, where wild Pokemon could have the egg moves. In this case, this Nickit, Dark type, has Howl, which I believe would be bred onto it normally through like a Growlithe or an Arcanine. And this Rookidee has Tailwind. I think that would be like an Unpheasant Pokemon that could get that there. We've also had a couple of evolutions happen. By couple, I mean one. And that is the Butterfree that we have has evolved from the Metapod. And that just happens when you're out beating up on Pokemon. So we're going to go ahead and move our Fire Rabbit to our third place. Magikarp's going to keep the rear like he's been doing. And this is our team at the moment. And we are going to go ahead and make sure we're healed up. Again, we're just kind of doing some prep before we start on the plot here, guys. We're going to get back to the boxes just one more time because there's something that we mentioned on the last video that I do want to show off here. And that is... oh, that's what's going on. Give me a second, guys. I figured out what's going on. 1 second. We have turned on the casual controls. We're going to turn them off because we're no longer using the portable mode. This should make navigating through stuff a whole lot easier. Much, much better. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just multi-select, grab all these guys, dump them into this box, grab these guys, dump them into this box, and These guys get moved over. And we'll have a much better organization system eventually. So for right now, we're just looking for storage space. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so now if we go to boxes, we will notice that we now have box 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And so that will allow us to get lots more Pokemon for what we're about to do. And we can start an organization system. We'll basically set up our organization system off camera because no one wants to watch us do all that. Just unlocking these boxes. No one really probably wanted to watch, but we needed to do that so we could get set up. And actually, still getting some really weird controller lag. Alright, so exit out. And if you guys notice the title, it is the Alabama song about trains. We're about to get onto the train here. Before we do that, though, there is a... Well, actually, this particular train station is nothing really cool to get there. He caught a really special one, he says. He's got a particular, but look how many he caught. You're on your way to building a fine team. Yeah, absolutely skippy straight on that, man. We caught probably 10 Pokemon. This is our first TM Swift, at least the first one we've been given by a person. Swift is great because it's able to hit anything. Just reseating the controller plug there. Maybe that'll help. And we had no way to tell our mom we were going. Well, this is actually switch lag, not controller lag. What's up with that? All right, guys, I know what happened. We're in airplane mode. We need to turn that off. Because airplane mode on the dock will do some weird stuff. And we're off, lady. That should hopefully beat down any lag that we were seeing there. And this is one of the most interesting moments in this game so far that I've played. This train scene is just a cutscene. It's like all the other tutorial windows we get, explaining what you're about to see and what you're about to get involved with. But unlike the other tutorial windows, it's got this moving background. I'm not sure why they did this Animal Crossing-esque kind of transition scene, except for these zones aren't connected to anything else. Routes 1, 2, etc. You can't get anywhere from here. On foot. You have to do it all by train. And so I think it's just because it was loading in a whole new map. The story is pretty interesting, where they're stopping the train because of the Wooloo that are on the tracks. So this train station, there's a couple things that you can get here, guys. Plot, of course, which we just stepped out of. But some Pokédolls, which are super important if you're not really sure what you can get into and can't get into around here. So you want to grab the Pokédolls there. The other thing that you can get is over here, if you've got a Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu save, you can get a Let's Go Pikachu. Now we have Let's Go Pikachu saved on this game, on this profile. So here's our Pikachu coming up. And this is a Gigantamax Pikachu. It's got a special form when it Dynamaxes. It's got a special move when it Dynamaxes. And we're not going to give it a super nickname. We're just going to go ahead and name this thing Pika. And we're going to go ahead and add Pika to our party, I believe. As much as we like Hoodoo, and we're going to probably use them a little bit later, I think we're going to want the electric type just because you never know what you'll run into exactly in the wild zones, per se. So we're going to pop him over there. And we're going to go to our box, which we can't yet, but we'll get there soon enough. Nope, sorry to bother you. Now, that means I have yet to get a Let's Go Eevee save on this particular profile. So I need to remember to do that so we can get the actual Eevee from the Dynamax guy. And I believe this guy doesn't have anything for us. He's just the father of these two kids. So the last thing we want to do is we want to see if there's anything that this Poke Center sells that we don't have a whole lot of. Pokeballs, we could definitely use a few more. Good morning, Sally. So I usually try to buy my Pokeballs in sets of 10. Numbers of 10. Some people are OCD, and I'm partially OCD, so I have to fight rounding that number up. But it's just good fiscal responsibility in this game that when you buy Pokeballs, always buy multiples of 10 because you get the bonus balls. Anything you buy over that is unfortunately just wasted currency. So that's... Don't believe we'll need any of these others except for maybe antidotes. So I think we'll just buy 5 of them. Worst case scenario. And that's going to be a pretty bad case because we're going to show off a really awesome mechanic in a few seconds. And that's the camping, the curry mechanics. And now we get a nice little spread cutscene as to the world according to Pokemon. And we can see how everything looks. It's amazing. This is where we get this open world feel for Pokemon. I mean, you get camera control. It's very similar to with the way the camera controls games like Skyrim and other open world games like Breath of the Wild. This breeder here works like a Pokemon Center. We don't have any real reason to talk to them, just to show off the fact that they do that. And we step into some more plots. So we're going to talk to Hop and probably get some information that we weren't expecting. Lots of Pokemon. Hello, if it isn't Sonia. Sonia is actually a pretty interesting NPC. You know, we're not used to the professor character traveling around generationally wise. Ouch, Professor. Red glowing dens as we can. I'm right there with Hop on this, guys. We're gonna pop into a couple of these dens and kind of see what's going on. And we're about to get one of the best items in this whole entire game. And I'm not even kidding, guys. This is the most amazing thing in Pokemon, in my opinion. The Pokemon Box Link. To be able to access my boxes from anywhere is such a huge quality of life change. It's amazing. Coming as a person who worked in the Pokemon world all the way from Blue and Red, now in Sword and Shield, which have a blue and red motif as well, we have this huge just quality of life sweeping changes. So being able to get to your box by going to Pokemon and then hitting the right trigger so we can see all these Pokemon that we have and be able to toggle them in, toggle them out, adjust them and juggle them is just amazing. And it works just like any other box. We're going to keep this empty so we can kind of keep a tally of what we're getting ourselves into. And we've made some advancements, so we're going to save. Alright, so the first thing is we're going to see these little glittery pieces, and some of them are going to be items. And we're going to be picking them up. Some of them, though, are going to be notes. And this game has done really, really good about no tutorials. However, in this particular zone, there's going to be a lot of notes scattered on the ground that you just kind of can't help but walk into. I mean, we're already off to a good start too, buying several jars of honey, getting some Pokeballs. Here is a fruit tree, another note that we just walked into. Even the PP they use. Perk up his piping hot plate of curry. And that is the other huge change to this, guys, is there is basically a portable Pokemon Center. Your camping is exactly that. Depending upon how good you are at making curry is going to determine how good it is at the camping there. Now, this is kind of like gambling. You shake a tree, you shake it, you get some more, you shake it, you get some more. You shake it too much, though, and you'll have a Pokemon come out and attack you. And we're going to actually show that off a bit. We might get lucky and get a Cherubi to come after us. 13 berries. Let's give it another shake. 15 berries. Oh my goodness. Here we go. It's most likely a Squovit, but you can't have Cherubi come out of this. Here comes Fire Rabbit. And we're going to go ahead and give him with the ninja kicks here, this double kick move. Super effective against Squovits. Squovit fainted. Get some experience points. We'll get some berries there. Fighting that Onyx isn't ideal right now. No, it is not, DB Master. So when you're in these zones, and I'll pull up the map real quick so you guys can kind of see where we're at with this zone. Everything in this dark border boundary is the wild zone. In these areas, each of these little areas are like a level area break. So this is like the little lobby zone. And technically, Dappled Grove is kind of like a lobby area as well. There is some argument for South Lake Maloche. These ones that are like in the islands, not so much. The Watchtower, way too high for us to catch anything, as well as West Lake Axwell. But when you're in these zones, if you're just now starting in the zones, you'll see some big Pokemon like the Sonics. We can whistle for him, and he might notice us. He might not. I'm trying to kind of give his attention so we can see how he notices us. He's coming after us a little bit, and he wants to kind of come up and squeeze us. If we go up to him, he's going to be way ginormous, and I'm going to show you guys that. See, this is a very strong looking. Lots of Pokemon are very strong looking or powerful looking, or they just don't seem to be something that you want to get involved with. Hey, Victoria. And you'll see here, we can only catch and tame Pokemon up to level 20 out the gate. This guy is above that level. So anytime you come to a Pokemon that's above that level, you're not going to be able to catch them. See, we'll try this ball, and look what it says. You can't throw a Pokeball. It won't let its guard down. Fighting this thing is going to be just really tough for us to overcome. So what you can do is you can try to run, and we're going to go ahead and try to run. You couldn't get away, which is going to be rough. We get Rock Slid, Fire Rabbits down. It's just not good all over. And so the next thing we want to do is we can try to run, but we won't be able to get away. And these Pokemon, none of them have anything that's really going to help us in this fight. They're all low, they're extremely small, so we'll go ahead and swap our Pokemon out anyways because we have to. We couldn't get away. So the next thing we can do, and this is the reason why the game has been really adamant about giving this to us, is we can go over into our other items, and we can use a Pokédoll. Throw the Pokédoll, we get away safely because the Pokemon attacks the Pokédoll instead of us. And once you're done with that little encounter there, the Pokemon that you just got beat up by is long gone, which is okay, except for the fact that we have an unconscious Pokemon. So there's a couple ways we can fix that. The way we're going to fix it is through camping. Now, this is just because we're going to show this off, and not so much because we have to. Because we can go right up to that breeder that we talked to, and they'll be more than happy to heal our Pokemon up for us. But if we talk to a person here, Ohio, so they're most likely from China. I stumbled upon this buried in the ground. Why don't you have it? We have a cup of instant noodles. So we got some ramen, and we've got some berries because we just shook a berry tree. So what we can do now is we can go to a fairly decent spot, like so, and we can set up our Pokemon camp. And this is where the casual playability of this particular game really shines. Pokemon Camp allows you to play with your Pokemon. So we can take out a toy and shake it in front of this Butterfree. He'll look at it, he'll get confused by it, and like a cat, he'll attack the toy. Boom. And he'll come after it again. And you can do that with all of your Pokemon. And there's something funny about dangling this in front of a Meowth. I mean, it's the most cat-like thing a Meowth can do, right? And you can use your Joy-Con. What is happening? Hey, Charles, we're setting up camp. It's a new mechanic that Pokemon Sword and Shield have really done. Is basically, one of the things that Europe distracting Pokemon. Somewhat, yes. But what we're really doing is we're about to heal some Pokemon. So you have that for a toy. You also have a throwing ball, and you can play fetch with your Pokemon. And when they grab the ball and bring it to you, or when you play with the toy, or when you talk to them, you can talk to them like, Magikarp looks like it's enjoying camping. Looks like he wants to play more. All right, we'll go play. Catch the Butterfree, it runs away. I did not catch the Butterfree. I evolved it. This is the Metapod that we caught on the Caterpie that we caught on the first stream for this one. So it goes Caterpie, and then level 7 Metapod, and level 10 Butterfree. So go play Butterfree. So that's the first thing you can do here is you can play with all your Pokemon. You can talk to them. The other thing, though, is you can cook. And this is, in my opinion, a game changer because it gives you that portable Pokemon Center we was talking about. So we're going to start cooking. And cooking has 2 steps. First, you pick a topping ingredient. This is what you're going to toss on the curry afterwards. The only one that we have is instant ramen, but we're fine with that because we're just doing this to have something to do. The next thing is your berries. Now, we only have 9 berries. Ideally, you'd want to put 10 of a particular type or style in your dish. But here, since we have the 9, it's what we're going to deal with. And we're about to get a little mini game. So the mini game involves fanning the flames to cook the pot up by hitting the A button. And once you have it like roaring fire right there, you want to just keep it there. You don't want to get past it because you'll burn the curry. And next is stirring. And you want to give it a fairly good, decent rhythmic stir. See those sparkles? That's good. Stirring too much faster though will slop the curry out. And the stick kind of matches the intensity of your stir. Finally, you want to try to stop this right when it gets in that color right there by hitting the A button. That's you throwing love into the curry pot. And if you do it all right, you'll get a higher ranked curry. The curry has 5 ranks, starting off of Meals 3 class. But we got, look, it's cup ramen curry in 2 big generous portions. Next, we're going to try it. And then if we like it, our Pokemon usually like it as well. And we all eat up on it, and it's about to give us a rank. And we were using lower quality ingredients, so we weren't going to have much chance of getting past Mill 3 class, which is the lowest ranking. But if you'll notice here, it tells us that our Pokemon's hit points have been restored, and any status conditions were healed. Poison, paralysis, sleep, any of that gets totally cleared up. So as we had Scorbunny unconscious, you'll notice Scorbunny is out walking around. So that's, again, portable Pokemon Center. And now we're also going to see that we got a plethora of experience points. Not a huge amount, but considering that we are only getting somewhere in the 20 to 30 range per fight, some of these numbers, like that 192 from Butterfree, who, as you may have noticed, we played with more than the other Pokemon, that's actually quite a lot. And if you have the curry ingredients and the time, then you actually can level up your Pokemon passively. And for some of those people out there, like Digrat, who likes to play the more, shall we say, cute aspects of the game, it's a far better play experience. And give me 1 second, guys. My phone that I'm using to be able to chat with you all is dying. So I am actually pulling this up on an iPad. Let's go ahead and pull that up. All right, and live chat, there we go. And get this on the charger so I don't have to worry about it. So that's the real cool thing about the wild area, and beyond the wild area even, is the fact that this camping mechanic is it's a constant mechanic. So every zone you go into, when you go to certain cities to start the training for gyms, that just kind of follows you around. Now, we went online, and when you're online, you can see people, and as we mentioned, when you talk to people, you get to see their greeting for the country that they're in. So in this case, we get a good morning, meaning they're probably in the United States or Canada, because it's morning here, and we get a bottle of Moo Moo milk. And we just get all sorts of interesting ingredients that way. So cooking ingredients, berries, various random items. The other huge mechanic, though, is right here is what we call Pokemon dens. Hey, Rashad Senior, how's it going? So we got energy pouring from the den, we get 300 watts, and we get max raid battle. And this is big, huge Pokemon with big, huge rewards. And we're going to switch our Pokemon out because it's always your lead Pokemon. We got this level 10 Pikachu that has Gigantamaxing. Now, we can also choose to invite people. Since we're connected to the internet, we'll go ahead and try an invitation system. It's going to give the rest of the internet about 3 minutes to get their act together and see if they want to do this. Now, this game, when it first come out, you couldn't hit the 3-minute timer without having half the people already in the group for you. Now that the game's been out for a while, and by a while I mean about 2 weeks, these lower level raids don't really fire off as much. Most people aren't wanting to get into them. They see them as a small, not a huge waste of resources, but a small waste of resources for some people. I think they're rather good. I think they're worth it because when you're just starting the game, even if you don't have other people join in with you, you can get some rewards if you do your typing right. In this case, electricity versus flying. And with the typing correct, we'll be able to knock this out pretty quick, and we'll get some actual prize rewards for it. Another thing to mention is if you happen to have a friend who's higher level than you you can have them go on these raids and jump in with them. The game will penalize you a little bit because you're lower level, but you'll still get the higher level rewards should you and your friend be victorious. Some of these raids, not that easy. Some of the Pokemon typing's a little different. Some of the abilities that the Pokemon get are extremely different. And the giant Pokemon that we're about to fight, in this case a giant Hoothoot, is going to have some different moves than what you're used to. And they may be able to move more than once per turn. It's rather crazy if you think about it. It's a 4-on-1 fight, but this thing is allowed to defend itself by hitting more than one Pokemon with a given move, and in some cases they can move more than one time. So these fights are meant to be a bit more challenging. So we're just about there. Another 45 seconds to go and this fight will pop off. And I'm just giving this as an example, guys, for any other raids that we do on the stream today, which we'll be doing a couple of raids. We're going to just kind of jump right in there, hope we got the right typing and go after it. All right. And remember, this Pikachu we got was from Let's Go Pikachu. So it's going to have a bit of a different look when it actual Dynamaxes. This is actually a Gigantamax Pikachu. And it's going to have a move specific to this particular Pikachu and any other Gigantamax Pikachus you may find out there. This battle has been canceled due to lack of participants. Oh, that's the other thing. You have to make sure you hit ready to battle. All right, so we're gonna correct our mistake. We're gonna switch our Pokemon to Pika, and then we're just not going to invite anybody. So if you don't invite anybody, it says some trainers will join the battle. What this means, Turtle Club, is you're going to get what I call rental trainers. These are NPC trainers that have special Pokemon for themselves, some interesting movesets in some cases, and not necessarily the most intelligent AI. So in the Dynamax fight, you do have the ability to Dynamax as the leader. If you're not the leader, if the leader does pass on their turn, the second turn you'll be able to Dynamax. Dynamaxing unlocks these extra moves here. Now, I don't have any electric moves on this Pikachu, so I do not get my G-Max move at the moment. I want to make sure that you guys see that because we're going to probably give them a move around those lines in just a few seconds. We do have an electric move, which is Thunder Wave, but it's not an actual offensive move. So any kind of defensive move becomes this Max Guard thing, and any kind of offensive move by type becomes the typing with Max on it. So here we go, Max Strike on this Hoothoot. It is a little unfortunate that we're not going to get the type bonus. That's what I get for being just type greedy. Would have been a little bit better if we would have brought the Yapper out of the box. And this is the special look for Pikachu. It's got the glowing tail. It's a little bit on the pudgier side than the other Pikachu. And it's got this nice little crackling look and appearance. So you'll notice the Eevee to just a smidge to this thing. Oh, and that was a Mudbray. It probably has Sturdy though. Yep. Hung on you. Oh, Focus Sash. Okay. So it could have been bad. It could have been far worse than it was. You'll notice my Max Strike hardly did anything to it as well. This is not looking good for us. This is not looking good. Rock Tomb from the Mudbray. At least we have one Pokemon with super effective. And we have a healer. At least we have a healer. That's not too bad. Alright, so we're going to use Max Strike. We do know that if this thing attacks this Mudbray again, there ain't a whole lot we can do to it. It's already used its Focus Sash. So probably a good idea to explain the rules in this fight as well, because the rules in this fight indicate that if 4 of these Pokemon, myself or the other 3, are knocked out, then we are going to lose this fight. The other thing that could cause us the fight is if we just so happen to take 10 or more turns. So we're hoping that we don't lose 4 guys, and we're hoping that we don't take 10 or more turns. It looks like we're right on track for that, because it's yet to knock out a Pokemon, thankfully, but it's not looking good for this Eevee. Oh, maybe this Eevee's got a Focus Sash too. It does. So it's a really good move to equip these Focus Sashes on some of these actual Pokemon if you're coming into a battle like this and you're afraid you'll be one-shot. In some cases, the actual move may be good. You may be able to Focus Sash and survive. So this is the other thing. You only get to be Dynamaxed for 3 turns, and then it takes a turn to get your gusto back. So we're in a Thunder Wave, and hopefully we'll be able to paralyze this thing. Helping Hand on me this turn was unfortunate, and it avoided the attack. So that was definitely unfortunate. What's it doing now? Alright, nullified the stat changes, and it's doing Confusion, which almost knocked me out. That was a crit. We still might be good. This is only round 4. So we're going to start off with Quick Attack, because we know it'll hit fast. It won't help. It won't hit hard, but it'll hit fast. And once again, it's nullifying the stat changes. And who's it taking out? Togepi. Does Togepi also have a Focus Sash? Yes. So every Pokemon this Hoodoo's tried to one-hit KO, except for me, has had a Focus Sash. That actually works out pretty good for us, with us making a huge mistake. Now, even though we made a mistake, we did knock it out, 4 against 1. We get the opportunity to catch. So we can use any of the balls we have in our collection. We're going to use a Premier Ball. Some moves will not work on max raid battles. You are correct, DB Master. In summation, most of the moves that care about the size of the Pokemon, the weight of the Pokemon, generally will not work. Like Low Kick, I believe, is one of them that doesn't work. Gosh, there's one of the grass moves that cares about weight that doesn't work, and that's because these Pokemon are just so huge, and that's all it takes to catch. Now, anyone that was a live human being in this fight with me also wouldn't have been able to try to catch this. Now, we got a special 1-star Hoodoo, which means it's going to be 1 to 2 on the Dynamax level. Here we have the Dynamax Candy, the Experience Candies, a Lumberry, Tri-Attack, and a Big Nugget for some money there. Explosion and Self-Destruct as well. Yes. Moves that do AoE damage to all the friends. Some of them were trolley moves as well, DB Master. You're correct on that. Would you like to give Hoodoo a nickname? No. He's going to go to the box. But like that nugget's great for us because we get some money for that nugget. And then if you'll look at your Pokemon, after the fight, they're damaged, but if they're knocked out during a max raid battle, if your Pokemon's unconscious after the fact, it will happily be back with 1 hit point. But there are some other moves like Destiny Bond. Destiny Bond will not work. We're going to put that in our bag. Okay. So those stairs are where we're, from a storyline perspective, supposed to go. But what we're actually going to be doing is kind of taking a look here. You'll notice that there's a spattering of different Pokemon here than what we've seen so far. There's Electrites, there's a Tyrogue, there's some more of these dens that are all around. Here's another note telling us how to do there. Pokeball's kind of nerve-wracking. Wanted to see if you actually catch it or if it escapes. Oh yeah, it is a little, when you got that kind of that tense moment where it's like wiggle once, wiggle twice, wiggle three times. Does it click? And you kind of hope it does. Now, this is like that Onyx. This Pikachu is just like that Onyx. However, this Pikachu is here when it's raining, and there is a Roselia in its place instead when it's sunny. And when it's snowy, I forget what's here, but this Pikachu absolutely wants to come and say hi to us. So we're not going to disappoint it. We are going to make sure that we have a Pokemon that can hopefully slow it down. We still don't have a status effect move there. Let's see who we got. Pikachu's not good for it. So we're probably going to move... I guess we're going to go with Fire Rabbit because his attack stat's so low. So he's actually going to help us catch this Pikachu, hopefully. And as you play in the wild areas, you'll get to see it was snowing everywhere in the wild area on the 1st of December. Yes, DB Master, it was. It was kind of interesting how they did that. So we're going to fight. We got all these effective moves. We know that Tackle is not going to be our best bet. We're going to quick attack and hope we don't get staticked. Pikachu much faster than us. I think we could possibly double kick and be okay. But that's the other thing, is that the dates in the game determine what the weather's like. I think we're going to call it good at that many hits. So we're going to go ahead and throw this Pokeball. Up, Pika. Throw us another Pokeball. The weather will be the same across the wild area each first day of each month. That is interesting to know. That'll be helpful for certain people that are trying to get certain Pokemons if they know what the weather's about to be. Lots of experience. Level 11 Pikachu, level 11 Purloin, level 10 Magikarp. Speaking of that Magikarp, we're not going to give this Pikachu a nickname. We are going to add it to our party, though. And we're going to replace the Magikarp because now we're getting to where we can actually get some candy. So the next thing we can do is we can go over to this bag. And we got some experience candy and a rare candy. So we're going to use this extra small experience candy. Oh, we can't use it because we just put it in the bag or box, my bad. Got the cart before the horse there. All right. So we're going to grab old Magikarp. Actually, hold the phone. He gets Electro Ball at 15, so we're going to feed this to Pikachu instead. Because we want our other Pikachu to have an electric move so we can show you the difference between these guys. Alright, so Pokemon Pika, Restore. And Restore doesn't give us the experience. You can tell I'm getting a little bit on the tired side, guys, because I'm kind of forgetting how to steer some stuff. Never bothered to use the repels in this game. I haven't used them yet, but I'm got this feeling that I am going to be using them as I start to shiny hunt. So feed him all 5 of those. Give him a level up. There we go. Yes, we want to forget an old move for Electro Ball. We're going to forget Double Team. Double Team's a great move for competitive play, but this is just for example stuff. Alright, Electro Ball instead. Alright, so we're going to do... Hopefully we'll get 2 more raids in, guys, before time's up for the stream today. More Watts. That's a Flying Dragon? Interesting. So we're going to switch Pokemon because it's Flying type. We're going to use this Gigamax Pikachu. We're going to select it. We're going to use the rental fights. And we're just going to go right into this. Oh, it's a NightBot. I forgot NightBot was Dragon, so I feel a little bit better about this fight. There's another Pikachu in the group with us. So we're going to Dynamax, and this time we get G-Volt Max Crash. And we're going to fight this NightBot with it. And again, this is the special Pikachu that you get from playing Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu. Specifically, Let's Go Pikachu if you have a save file on your profile. Doesn't take too long. I think Digrat and I were able to get the save files on our games within about 5 minutes gameplay. And here is the unique Pikachu move for this unique Pikachu. Considerable damage. It also always guarantees paralysis. Now, Pikachu throwing Electro Web to lower its speed, not a bad move either. Draining Kiss, we're doing much better this fight than we did last fight. But I wanted to show you guys what that G-Max move was like. Oh, that's a Wobbuffet with the Focus Sash, I hope. Oh, he actually just survived, and he chose poorly. He should have used Reflect. Oh well. So we're going to keep using the G-Max Full Crash. You'll see we have Max Strike like we had before in place of our Quick Attack or Tackle, and the Max Guards in place of the other moves. So here we go with this NightBot. And we're probably going to get... Oh, no, this thing is not large enough to be able to shield itself, it looks like. It's able to just stat cleanse. And it is rightly paralyzed several times now. And one more Volt Crash should take care of this guy. You would hope, but you would be wrong. So close, yet so far away. Absorb on the Wobbuffet. Fortunately, the Togepi healed it. And I think it just got knocked out by Togepi. Well, that's kind of cool. You've never seen Wobbuffet's counter ever work? Well, counter only works if it's done against a physical attack. And Reflect works against special attacks. And I think in this game... No, it was one of the other games that the attacks are based upon your stat, and now they're not anymore. Though I wonder if counter and reflect may not work in a max battle. If so, that's a really silly AI. I'll have to double check Cerebi to see if those moves don't work on here. And here's our next one, guys. Look, another nugget, another special berry, some more experience candy. I mean, this is really kind of where we want to be with this stuff. No nickname to this NightBot. He'll go to the box. We try to use Premier Balls typically to catch these guys. You can't always though. So we're going to go to our bag. Since we got some more candy, we're going to go ahead and take this Experience Candy S. We're going to use on this Pikachu that we're kind of trying to level up. It gained 1600 experience points. Now it's on par with the other Pikachu. It's got a couple extra hit points. That's the DNA kind of working though on that. Oh, Miracle, yeah. Charles, I really do like the game. I am an old school Pokemon player, and I really hated Sun and Moon. I have no friendly way to say that. I just despised it. It really just spit in my face as a Pokemon player, which was kind of sad. And I was really concerned getting this game that this was going to be another kind of hand-holdy Game Freak adventure. And lo and behold, Game Freak decided not to do that. And they've made a pretty solid Pokemon game, in my opinion. Now, there is some concern with the Pokédex and whatnot, but they've proven that they can actually... There's Pokemon in this game that aren't in the Dex. So the fact that Pokédex goes up to 400 doesn't cause me any issues, because they can just put other Pokemon in. That's bug ground. We don't want to show off the Pikachu that we have second against bug ground, because that means we won't be able to win. There's another strong Pokemon. It's a Manectric. It runs around here when it's stormy and rainy out. But yeah, the game has been really good in my opinion, Charles. It's got a lot of quality of life improvements. It's got some really cool throwbacky things going on. The gym layout has been really well done in my opinion, with the way the gyms are different between the games. And just the overall play of it is really nice. I have no complaints with it. I really don't. Gain 300 watts. Here we go. We got us a normal flying. This will be a Hoothoot. We're going to switch our Pokemon. We're going to choose the non-Gigantamax Pikachu. You'll notice Growl, Quick Attack, Thunder Wave, Electro Ball. Quick Attack, Double Team Electro Ball, Quick and Thunder Wave. So we're fine with that. That's Pika, which is the one that we got that was the Dynamax one, because we nicknamed it. So we're going to choose the one that we did not nickname. You play Pokemon Yellow for hundreds of hours. If you like Yellow, I think you'll enjoy this one. It definitely has that nicer casual kind of feel to it that Yellow had. So here is Hoothoot. Here's our Pikachu, and we've seen the Dynamax Pikachu twice now. We got the Dynamax Energy. We're gonna fight. We're gonna Dynamax. You'll notice now it's the same move. I mean, it's Electro Ball on both Pokemon, but this is Max Lightning. So it doesn't get that G-Max move because it's not a Gigantamax Pokemon. This is just a Dynamax Pokemon. And you'll notice that the Gigantamax had the glowy tail. It was a little bit on the pudgy side. Its tail was upright. This one, same Pika cry. It's not as pudgy. Its tail isn't glowing upright. It's got a different stance. So there is a huge difference between those two. The animation, totally different as well. Super effective, does a lot of damage, no paralysis, and an electric current running through the field. So we actually turned this field to our advantage. Meanwhile, this person brought a Maractus to an air fight, which doesn't really work. Maractus dies because unfortunately it's grass type. The storm gets larger. Remember, we can lose 3 Pokemon in our fight before we lose on the 4th one. And we can go 10 rounds. This right here is round 1. We knocked it out in round 1. The stronger move with this particular Pokemon did really good. And we're going to catch it. We don't have any Premier Balls, which is kind of unfortunate. But we're going to go ahead and throw this last ball here. And in a nutshell, this is what the Wild Zone is all about, guys. Running around, doing these raids, getting some of this stuff, doing the camping. There is some multiplayer aspects to it. We have some of those recorded on camera from our Free For All Friday stream when I was playing with fans 2 weeks ago. We have some of that also recorded on the other channel when me, Hooing, Kioma, and Stripe McLean were doing some stuff. Now this Try Attack, we already got that. That's kind of the TR that you get for just doing a flying attack. A lot more berries this time, a couple candies, but it's a good way to kind of advance certain Pokemons. The really good part for these battles is that the candy kind of like getting experience points in a regular fight, but I can feed this candy to whatever Pokemon I want. I'm not tied to having to level up the Pokemon that I'm wanting to level up through this fight. So this is the Wild Zone. It is pretty widespread. If you're just trying to just blow through here, you absolutely can. I mean, you can see right there's the staircase that we need to be able to advance the plot. And we're going to save our game just to kind of see what time it is because I can't quite see the clock from where I'm sitting. And these are real people driving by on bicycles and stuff, guys. Now, the stuff that we're getting from them is just seeded by random. And again, raids, we're going to get kind of the same raids over and over again because they're kind of level locked. There's a Hoot Hoot. We know we can take it out. Oh, another one of those notes talking about the watts that we get out of there. And the watts are the currency of this particular zone. You'll see these guys dressed in this gear here. They're watt trainers, and they let you buy stuff. Some of these really, really strong moves from Pokemon games past. I mean, Thunder, Shadow Ball, Dragon Dance. Stealth Rock's not a bad one depending upon the moveset you're going for. Ice Beam. And you get those from the raids and from hitting the Ord Pokemon. And this guy is the Curry Dex guy. As you rate your Curry Dex, he'll grade you based upon the number of curries you made, give you some information on how to make it. And we've only made the one that we showed earlier today, where a rookie, he's going to go ahead and tell us that we should just throw whatever, but he'll give us a reward just for talking to him. The sausages, which is a type of topping. And that is it for the Wild Zone, guys. We're going to go up these stairs so we can get into Moto Stoke. But we're not going to step into any plot. We're going to be calling the stream here at this point. It has been an hour. We started about a minute late, and so we're ending about a minute late as well. But it's been a good stream. We've got a pretty solid amount of time here. Thanks to everybody who popped in this morning to watch us stream today. DB Masters, Sally, Victoria, Charles, Rashad Sr. Thank you for chatting, guys, and popping in and saying hey. Oh, thanks, Charles. We try to make sure everybody gets something good out of the streams if we can. And we're gonna do some more Wild Zone grinding. You know, again, that's gonna be all done off camera, so you guys don't have to just sit and watch me do stuff. Anything that's plot related, though, we'll be stepping in with you guys here. So thank you for watching, guys. I'm gonna have myself a good night. I got work tonight, of course. And you all have a good breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you're about to do, Turtle Club. This is Mag Synchro saying, have a good one, and thanks for joining us for Home for the Galaridays. Take care.